But here is the part that people will still be talking about years from now, long after the scoreline fades into statistics and highlight packages and trivia questions about shocking upsets at Roland Garros. Music. It was not just that Alex Eala won. It was how she carried the weight of the moment while it was happening. 'Cause tennis is brutal that way. There is nowhere to hide. No teammates to absorb pressure. No substitutions. No timeout where someone pulls you aside and tells you how to fix the panic rising in your chest. When momentum shifts in tennis, you feel it alone. Every missed shot echoes louder. Every mistake grows heavier. Every emotion becomes visible to thousands of people at once. Music. And that is exactly why what happened to Jovik became so shocking to watch in real time. At the start of the match, she looked untouchable. Her warm-up carried that familiar aura elite players develop after years inside the top levels of the sport. Efficient movement, controlled breathing, calm focus. The body language of someone who expects the day to go according to plan. She walked onto that court believing she was supposed to win. Most people in the stadium believed it too. Then Alex started taking points away from her. Not giving them away. Taking them. That distinction changed everything. Music. Because there is a different emotional effect when an underdog hangs around due to luck or unforced errors. Favorites usually settle themselves eventually in those matches. Experience restores order. But this was different. Alex was forcing the issue. Her returns landed deep. Her movement stayed aggressive. She absorbed pace and redirected it with confidence that looked completely disconnected from her age and ranking. Every time Jovik tried to establish rhythm, Alex interrupted it. And slowly, almost invisibly at first, doubt entered the match. You could actually see the exact phase where it happened if you watched closely enough. Jovik stopped walking between points with the same certainty she had early in the first set. Her shoulders tightened. The racket taps against her shoes became quicker, more irritated. She started glancing toward her coaching box more often. Small signs, tiny cracks. But pressure in tennis spreads through tiny cracks faster than almost any sport on earth. Music. Meanwhile, Alex looked freer with every game. That was the frightening thing. The bigger the stage became emotionally, the calmer she seemed. The crowd noticed it before the commentators fully did. There is a certain sound audiences make when they sense danger for a favorite. The applause changes texture. It becomes less polite and more emotionally invested. Curiosity turns into belief. Belief turns into energy. And energy in a stadium can become its own kind of force. By the middle of the second set, Court Philippe Chatrier no longer felt like a stadium supporting the expected outcome. Felt like a place hoping for a miracle. Music. And the dangerous thing about miracles in sports is that once enough people believe they are possible, the pressure flips completely. Suddenly the favorite is not protecting superiority anymore. They are trying to survive embarrassment. Every missed shot feels catastrophic because the narrative is already forming around them in real time. That is what happened to Jovik. The match stopped being only about tennis. It became psychological survival. Every time Alex celebrated a winner, the crowd exploded louder. Every time Jovik missed a routine forehand, the silence afterward felt heavier. And you could see Jovik trying to fight against both opponents at once. The player across the net and the emotional atmosphere collapsing around her. Music. But Alex never gave her space to recover emotionally. That was maybe the most mature thing about her performance. Young players often hesitate when they sense a top opponent struggling. They become careful, conservative, afraid of making mistakes that could reopen the door. Alex did the opposite. She accelerated into the pressure. She attacked shorter balls. She stepped inside the baseline. She played like somebody who understood that history was standing slightly open, and if she hesitated for even one moment, it would slam shut again. That killer instinct shocked people more than the actual upset. Because talent is common at the professional level. Fearlessness is rare. Music, and then came that rally. The point everyone clipped and reposted and replayed within seconds. Even now, if you watch the footage without knowing the result, You can feel the momentum of the entire match hanging inside those few seconds. Jovik attacking first. Alex sprinting corner to corner. The crowd gasping louder with every exchange. The tension tightening around the stadium like wire. Then that backhand down the line. Perfect timing. Perfect placement. No hesitation. The kind of shot players dream about hitting under pressure and almost never actually execute cleanly in the biggest moments. When the ball landed, there was this split second where nobody reacted because the stadium itself needed time to process what it had just witnessed. Music. Then Paris detonated. Not cheered. Detonated. People were screaming before the point graphic even updated on screen. Phones shot into the air. Commentators lost all restraint. One of them actually laughed in disbelief mid-sentence because the moment had become too overwhelming for professional neutrality to survive it. And across the net, Jovik looked shaken in a way elite athletes almost never allow themselves to appear publicly. That image spread everywhere afterward too. Not because people enjoyed watching her struggle, but because sports fans recognize collapse when they see it. The hands on the hips. The stare toward the clay. The rushed breathing. The desperate attempt to reset emotionally while the entire stadium already senses the unraveling happening inside you. Music. It is one of the loneliest feelings in professional sports. And Alex kept coming. Point after point. Game after game. No mercy in her footwork. No fear in her shot selection. Just relentless belief. By the final games, the atmosphere inside the stadium had transformed into something almost surreal. Every Alex winner sounded like a match point. Every Jovic error felt historic. Fans who had entered the stadium expecting a routine victory for a tournament favorite were suddenly standing shoulder to shoulder with strangers screaming for a 20-year-old from the Philippines to finish the impossible. Music. That is the magic of sports at its absolute peak. For a few moments, thousands of people become emotionally synchronized by something none of them expected to care about 2 hours earlier. And then came the final point. One last rally. One last exchange of pressure. Jovik tried to regain control with aggression, but the confidence behind it was gone now. Alex absorbed the pace, redirected the ball deep, forced one more difficult shot, and suddenly it happened. Error. Match over. History complete. Music. For a fraction of a second, Alex herself almost looked confused. Like her brain needed confirmation from the scoreboard before her emotions could fully believe what her body had already accomplished. Then the reality hit her. And Paris exploded. The sound was unbelievable. Not normal applause. Not ordinary crowd noise. Sounded like disbelief becoming physical. Fans screaming with their hands on their heads. Commentators shouting over each other. Cameras scrambling to capture every angle at once because everybody inside that stadium understood immediately that this was not just another upset. This was a career-changing moment. Music. And honestly, maybe even bigger than that. Because certain victories announce new players to the world in a way rankings never can. Before this match, Alex Eala was a promising young talent with potential. After this match, she became a story. And stories travel faster than rankings ever will. Within minutes, social media looked completely overwhelmed. Clips of the backhand winner flooded every platform. Sports pages started posting "future superstar" headlines before Alex had even finished her on-court interview. Fans who had never watched her before were suddenly searching for highlights, interviews, background stories, anything that explained who this fearless young player from Manila actually was. Music. That is how fast sports fame changes now. One extraordinary night and the entire world shifts its attention toward you. But the thing I keep thinking about most is Alex's face after the handshake at the net. Not triumph. Not arrogance. Not shock exactly either. Something quieter. Almost emotional relief. Like she had carried this belief privately for a very long time and finally, under the brightest lights imaginable, the rest of the world saw what she already knew about herself. Music. Because athletes talk constantly about believing before anyone else does. Usually it sounds cliché. But moments like this are proof that it is real. Nobody reaches a performance like that accidentally. Somewhere long before Paris, long before the headlines and screaming crowds and viral highlights, Alex Eala had already imagined herself surviving matches like this. She had already convinced herself she belonged in these moments, even when the rankings and predictions and expectations said otherwise. Music. That internal belief is what audiences actually fall in love with during sports upsets. Not just skill. Conviction. The willingness to stand inside impossible pressure and refuse to shrink. And now the question surrounding her career changes completely. Before Paris, people asked whether Alex Eala might someday become a star. Now they are asking how far she can go. Those are very different conversations. Because once a player proves they can defeat elite opponents on one of the sport's biggest stages, the imagination around them changes instantly. Suddenly every future tournament feels more dangerous. Every draw becomes more interesting. Opponents study you differently. Crowds watch you differently. The sport itself starts making room for the possibility that you are not temporary. Music. And maybe that is the biggest shift of all. Alex Eala no longer feels like a future possibility. She feels present, real, live. Of course, sports history is full of breakthrough moments that did not become lasting greatness. One magical night does not automatically guarantee trophies or championships or Hall of Fame careers. Tennis is too unforgiving for easy fairy tales. The pressure only grows from here. Expectations become heavier. Opponents become more prepared. Every future performance gets measured against the emotional electricity of moments like this one. Music. But there are certain victories that permanently alter the emotional trajectory of a career regardless of what happens next. This was one of them. Because even if Alex never wins Roland Garros, even if her path becomes complicated and uneven and difficult the way most sports careers eventually do, there will always be this night in Paris when she walked onto one of the most intimidating courts in tennis as the underdog nobody expected to survive and walked off it with an entire stadium chanting her name. Music. That can never be taken away. And somewhere tonight, probably long after the cameras stopped rolling and the interviews ended and the social media storm kept raging without her, Alex Eala is finally sitting alone with the reality of what just happened. Maybe replaying points in her head. Maybe texting family back home. Maybe staring out at the Paris skyline trying to process how quickly life can change in professional sports. Music. Because sometimes greatness does not arrive gradually. Sometimes it arrives all at once. One match. One stadium. One impossible victory that changes the way the world sees you forever. And whether this becomes the first chapter of a legendary career or simply the most unforgettable night of her life, one thing is already certain. Paris will remember Alex Eala.